if you look at this background section of my image, I will unlock the background by clicking that padlock twice. So the reason for unlocking the background is so that we can be able to make the necessary edits we need to do on the background. Because if you don't unlock it, you cannot edit it. Okay. So now let's add a layer mask. So we are going to go to the layer panel. Go to your layer panel. So on this layer panel, let's go for new fill layers. Under new fill layers, you can choose maybe patterns. You can choose any one at all. There are different types of layers. There solid color is just having something like this where you have red, yellow, blue and green. But if you choose gradients are mixtures of colors and the rest. If you choose pattern is something like this. Like currently now I choose pattern. So let me press OK. So you can see the pattern I have here. So I'll press OK now. So you can see that if you go to this my layer panel, you will see that I have two layers here now. Okay. So now this first layer, clicked on new fill layer. Then under the new fill layer, I chose gradient. You can choose any one. See this place where I'm pointing at. See my cursor here. Okay, see what I wanted it to do. Now, once I click on this pattern layer, which is layer 1. If I click on this pattern layer and drag it down below this layer 0, you will see that this pattern that was on top before, that was the first layer, when it becomes the second layer, you will see that you can now, my picture will now be visible. I am dragging it down. To drag it, I clicked on it. I left click and then use my cursor to drag. And once I'm dragging, you will see a line. You will see a blue line that will pop up. This blue line is showing you now that I am about to put that first one under the second one. See the blue line. Can you see it? Did you observe it from your end? Okay. So now that I have a max layer added to my design, now I want to alter the design temporarily so that I can have a different background. You can see this my follow come background is like it's having a gray color, but I want to make the the background I just brought in this my pattern fill. I want to make the pattern fill my current background now. So how do I do it? If normally I'm supposed to uh, take my eraser tool and trace this and trace my picture so that it can come up, and then we have the other background visible. So but I cannot trace the picture when I'm having this my own original picture on top of that pattern, on top of the first layer. So now I'm going to return back the pattern to the first. Right. So now I have returned back the pattern to the first, but if I am to trace my image, tracing my image will still be difficult because I can't see myself. So what do? I need to reduce opacity. So how can I reduce opacity? I'll tap this place, this opacity area. I'll tap it and I'll adjust. So if the higher the opacity, the clearer the visibility of my image. So you can see that even though that layer is still up, you can still see my image. I'm trying to make it, opacity makes an existing layer transparent. So depending on the level of opacification you need, because right now I'm in 35%. So let me still increase it to 51%, 61%, and 70%. Okay, so let me still try to make it okay, let me leave it at 70. Okay, now that it is at 70, my face might not be showing very clear, but the next thing I'll do now is to alter my layer. I want to edit the layer or work on the layer, but remember, I'm not working on my original picture. Do you remember? So now I want to pick the eraser tool. This is my eraser tool. Can you see it? Okay, so I'm picking the eraser tool. Okay, so this eraser tool now, I want to use it to clean my image section so that I can see myself more clearly. Now, when I wanted to clean, they said the fill for this layer must be rasterized before proceeding. It will no longer be editable as a fill. Rasterize the fill. So rasterization is just trying to make the layer a kind of editable to enable me to be able to make changes on that particular layer. That's what is called rasterization. So I enabled rasterization on that layer, and then it can now allow me to clean what I want to clean. So in order for me to clean the image section I want to see, I will still hold the left cursor. I'm holding the left cursor, and then I'm using my sensor to move to the direction where I want carefully. So this, remember I'm still working on the follow no I'm working on the artificial layer, which is pattern the pattern field. That is where I'm working on. So, and that is the main reason for carrying out this particular lesson, just to show you that we can work on layers and still have your original layer intact. So I'm taking it gradually so that I can have a perfect cleanup. So for somebody to be able to achieve this result, the person needs to be careful and focused so that you can be able to really get that image you want. You can be able to trace it and get it well traced without any challenge. So you can see now that I have been able to extract myself from the pattern field, which was formerly our second layer. So now I want to return the opacity to the normal way it was before, which is 100%. So you can see that with this system of operation, you can see that now it's as though I have changed the background of my own Folocom image, right? But the major aim and purpose of working with layers is to make sure that even when it looks like you have edited the image, your original image still tends to be intact, just as we have it here right now. So even if I save this picture and export it, I will be exporting this picture with the current background you are seeing here now. It will look like as though I have a green background, but yet whenever I want to maybe change or make any background changes or make any additional changes on the original picture, I can still do it, because what I have done now is not permanent, because I worked on a mask. That mask is called the layer. So the main purpose of working on the mask is so that it can be able to hide your image, and then when you make your edit, when you edit anything on top of it, you can be able to achieve the results for the editing you are trying to do without tampering on the Folocom image or the Folocom picture. Okay. So that's it on layers. So the same way you have me having these two layers now is It's the same way you can actually still work with other layers and tests. So you can see now I have returned back my original layer. I can still move it down to that former layer. So it shows you that my image now has been dualized. I have two images, which is the first original image and this second one that has been edited. Okay, but if you didn't use the mask as a layer and you do that particular cleanup, I did on the original image, you'll find out that you will not have two images just as I have here. You are only succeeding in destroying that your original image. Okay, so can we proceed, sir? Okay. So the same way we worked with the tests is the same way we can work. Sorry, the same way we worked with layers, in the same way we can work with tests, work with shapes and smart objects. Okay. Then I think we have talked about the common Photoshop tools. They move to the lasso tools, the brush, the eraser tool, the shape tools, and the rest of them. But we'll still use them as at when due. So I think the one we use today is the brush tool. That is the eraser. Sorry, that is the eraser. Please take note of it. The eraser tool. Okay. Okay, we have also talked about the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts. So we also talked about why the shortcuts are important. Now we want to talk about setting up documents in Photoshop. So before designing, we must create a, yes sir, are you with me in Photoshop? Okay. Then before designing, you must create the correct document setting. And if you can remember, we have discussed something like this before. Before you design, you have to first of all create the current document setting. Okay, on your